Monkey D. Dragon, commonly known as the world's worst criminal, is the infamous supreme commander of the Revolutionary Army, who has been attempting to overthrow the world government. He is the father of Monkey D. Luffy and the son of Monkey D. Garp, having been born in the Goa Kingdom just like them. He was also responsible for saving Sabo's life after the latter almost drowned from a world noble attack, eventually turning the boy into his second in command. Dragon was first introduced in the Logtown arc, where he helped Luffy escape from Marine Captain Smoker's clutches. Since then, Dragon occasionally shows up throughout the series as an important background character. Dragon is a tall middle-aged man with spiky black hair with a widow's peak and a tattoo on the left side of his face, which is colored dark red in the anime and bright red in the manga. He has a bit of stubble on his chin. He is usually dressed in a long green cloak, underneath which he wears the orange garb of a revolutionary. He is most often seen sporting a grin. Only on rare occasions, such as at Roger's execution, has Dragon not been seen smiling. 22 years before the start of the series, at Goldie Roger's execution, Dragon did not have his tattoo or his stubble on his face. After the time skip, Dragon's hair has grown slightly longer, reaching down his back past his shoulders. As the leader of the Revolutionary Army, Dragon is dedicated to dismantling the world government and its corrupt nobility system that allows its world nobles to oppress lower-class citizens as they please. He considers the corrupt nobility in his homeland of the Goa Kingdom to be the same problem on a smaller scale and was enraged when their self-serving actions caused an innocent noble boy like Sabo to denounce them. When he rescued Sabo the next day from being attacked by a world noble's ship, Dragon was shown with a powerful glare of anger on his face. Dragon is typically seen with a serious, business-minded disposition and takes care to stay highly informed about the happenings of the world and educate his subordinates about relevant objects and events in current affairs. Dragon is quick to caution his subordinates against celebrating small victories, reminding them of the war they are in and of the world government's great power. However, he has been shown smiling when reflecting on the changing course of the world, particularly his son Luffy's role in it as a pirate. Dragon is extremely secretive about his personal life and history, as he did not tell anyone in the Revolutionary Army that he was Garp's son or Luffy's father, and once shut down an attempt by Ivankov to ask if he had family out in the world. When the news of his family ties came out following the Summit War of Marineford, Dragon noted that it would help his subordinates to see him as a human for once. Dragon has shown himself to be an empathetic person, particularly to those who are oppressed by the world government system. He checked to see if a young Sabo was all right after seeing him be thrown to the ground, and did not hesitate to take his denouncement of the Goa Kingdom's nobles extremely seriously. He cares greatly for the plights of people who are oppressed by the world government and their member islands, and seeks them out to invite them to join his fight for freedom. He also cares about the members and associates of his army, as shown when he asked Koala if Nico Robin was doing well. When he was under the impression that Portgas D. Ace was Dragon's son, Emporio Ivankov expected that Dragon would go to Marineford to save Ace, showing that Dragon holds love and care towards his family and possibly his son, Luffy, despite not being involved in his childhood. Dragon was never a part of his son Luffy's life, giving custody of him to his grandfather Monkey D. Garp. Luffy never knew or cared who his father was, only finding out it was Dragon 2 years ago when Garp told him at Water 7, and seeing Dragon's face for the first time after reading the report on Baltigo's destruction. When reading about the Revolutionary Army's peril, Luffy did not pay nearly as much mind to his father as he did to his sworn brother Sabo. In the past, Ivankov noted Dragon to be constantly looking toward the East Blue from their base and wondered if he had family there. Dragon appears to be supportive of Luffy's journey as a pirate, expressing approval of him becoming one when at Logtown and reflecting at Baltigo that he hoped for Luffy's pirating career to play a role in the world shifting. To that end, he saved Luffy from being captured by Smoker in Logtown, and anticipates reuniting with his son in the future. Dragon seems to maintain a serious and professional interaction with his subordinates most of the time, as demonstrated by his warnings they should not be complacent about liberating one nation. He is quick to caution his subordinates against celebrating small victories, reminding them of the war they are in and of the world government's massive power and resources. Dragon is extremely secretive about his personal life and background, as he did not tell anybody in the Revolutionary Army about his immediate relatives, and once rebuffed an attempt by Ivankov to ask if he had family out in the world. However, when news about his family was released in the aftermath of the Summit War of Marineford, Dragon does not seem to be aggravated, as he states the information would help his subordinates to see him as a human for once. Dragon checked on a 10-year-old Sabo 12 years ago after seeing him being thrown to the ground while in the Goa Kingdom. In their brief meeting, Sabo confessed his disgust over the hearts of the residents, and Dragon took his words extremely seriously, becoming angry that even a child was affected by their corruption. Dragon would go on to save Sabo from being killed by a world noble a day later, and over the next 12 years Sabo became a trusted member of the Revolutionary Army, rising all the way to the position of Dragon's chief of staff and second in command. Dragon and Sabo work well together, and Sabo told Dragon a lot about Luffy after reuniting with him in Dressrosa. Ivankov is one of Dragon's closest comrades in the Revolutionary Army, and the two of them have been in each other's company often since at least 10 years ago, frequently discussing the Revolutionary Army's course of action as well as more personal matters. Despite Dragon tending to talk very little about himself, Ivankov is very perceptive about him and has inquired about Dragon's personal ties and motivations, particularly his connection to Goa Kingdom in the East Blue. Although he and Ivankov are close, Dragon still shares very little personal information with him, and does not like Iva trying to pry into his history. Ivankov has been shown to be extremely loyal to Dragon, to the point that he was compelled to ensure that Dragon's son Luffy escaped from Impel Down alive. After the Summit War of Marineford, they caught up with Ivankov amused that Dragon's family ties have been revealed while Dragon was grateful that Iva protected his son during the war. Koala has been shown to work directly with Dragon despite only being an assistant fishman karate instructor. After Koala returned to Baltigo following the mission to Dressrosa, Dragon thanked her for helping them find their lost comrades and her retrieval of the weapons on the island. He also appears to trust her well enough to carry out important tasks such as summoning the other revolutionary leaders. Dragon has been highly interested in Robin for over 10 years due to her status as the sole survivor of the Poneglyph scholars on Ohara, and the Revolutionary Army has since started referring to her as the Flame of Revolution. Dragon wished to meet with Robin, and so ordered his men to protect her from the world government if they attacked her while she was with them. Robin worked with Dragon and the revolutionaries in the 2 years following, and Dragon was shown to be mindful of her after she left to rejoin the Straw Hat Pirates, as he grew concerned upon reading a report that she had been captured on Sabaody Archipelago and asked Koala if she was alright after Koala reunited with her on Dressrosa. Dragon wishes to bring down the world government by overthrowing the world nobles that run it due to a hatred of their ability to take away people's freedoms and even their lives for nothing other than their own interests. He takes the world government's powers extremely seriously due to their massive military power, particularly with Cypher Paul. Likewise, Dragon is seen by the world government as one of, if not the greatest threat in the world currently, being labeled as the world's worst criminal. His threat was first brought up 8 years ago during the Lively, when Thalassa Lucas warned the other rulers in attendance that he would be a danger to the world in 5 to 6 years. This warning proved to be correct, and Dragon is now an extremely infamous criminal. When the Revolutionary Army's headquarters was discovered by the Blackbeard pirates, the world government immediately sent the Marines and Cypher Paul to invade it. Dragon bears deep scorn towards them, having learned of their attempt to kill all the people in the Grey Terminal from Sabo who begged Dragon to not dismiss his plea. Dragon initiated a covert rescue operation to save the people living there and questioned if the victims would be willing to fight tyranny by getting aboard his ship. As Supreme Commander of the Revolutionary Army, Dragon has the greatest authority over a powerful, globally active paramilitary that has risen to become a prominent threat to the expansive, centuries-old world government in only a few years. Dragon's actions have given him the distinction of being the world's worst criminal, yet he has managed to lead a largely secure existence despite the world's greatest powers being after him. While his individual combat abilities are mostly unknown, he is able to command extremely powerful army officials like his Chief of Staff Sabo and the 5 commanders, who have all been shown battling and defeating notable pirates and marines in the Grand Line. Dragon himself was able to grab Smoker's jet when the marine captain was preparing to use it on Luffy, quickly stopping him in his tracks, and despite Dragon's great criminal status, Smoker was not seen making the effort to try and apprehend him. Additionally, Ivankov noted that Luffy's inhuman will to live in Impel Down made sense for a son of Dragon, indicating that Dragon has a similar level of tenacity. While at the Goa Kingdom and Logtown, strong blasts of wind have occurred in close proximity to Dragon which have helped him accomplish his objectives in both places. It remains unconfirmed if Dragon was directly responsible for these wind blasts or if he has a power enabling him to create them. Additionally, Dragon was somehow able to reach Sabo's ship as it was sinking far off the coast of Dawn Island and grab him right before he sank without drawing attention from any onlookers. Very little is known of Dragon's early life, other than he is the son of Monkey D. Garp and was born in the Goa Kingdom 53 years before the start of the story. 24 years ago, Dragon was shown to have witnessed Roger's execution, but he had not yet acquired his facial tattoo at this point. Sometime after, he became a revolutionary and formed the Revolutionary Army between 24 and 19 years ago, with aim of opposing the world government. As time passed, his ideals slowly spread throughout the world and one by one, countries slowly began to support him, although sometimes through conflict, causing many countries to fall. Eventually, Dragon would be regarded as the world's worst criminal. At the age of 36, 17 years before the start of the story, Dragon and an unknown woman bore a son, Monkey D. Luffy, who was left to be raised by Dragon's father in the East Blue. 12 years before the current storyline, Dragon returned to his home in the Goa Kingdom and witnessed the burning of the Grey Terminal. After witnessing the sorrow of its own people by way of Sabo, with the boy begging for help and claiming shame of his heritage, Dragon enacted a plan in order to save the people and embarrass the government by creating a causeway to allow for those on Trash Mountain to escape and join him. Due to his actions, the nobles merely noticed that the charred remains from their burning of the mountain was far less than anticipated. When Sabo was leaving home to become a pirate, his ship was obliterated by a world noble. Dragon saved him from the wreckage and brought him to the revolutionary's ship. Sometime later, the revolutionary army docked in Shimotsuki village for food and supplies, coincidentally close to where Roronoa Zoro was currently training. There, Dragon was seen on his ship, being scolded by Ivankov for being late. Dragon asked if they had enough food. When he heard that the local dojo had resupplied them, he nodded before announcing that they would be returning to Baltigo. After Sabo regained consciousness, he was noted to suffer from memory loss. Dragon explained that he was part of a noble family from Goa, but Sabo insisted on staying with the revolutionaries, not wanting to return to his family. Dragon began directly training Sabo 3 years later, as Hack had nothing left to teach the boy. That's it for the video. Tell me what other video would you like to see in the comments below the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.